New series, ranking every state driver's license from worst to best. Number 50, the worst driver's license in the country, New Hampshire. Supposedly they have the state flower, the purple lilac, somewhere in here, but you need a microscope and some ultraviolet light to be able to actually see anything. 49th is Virginia. Now they put their state capitol building on there, which is what a lot of states did, but this one just looks so stupid because they put half of it behind the photo. Why would you not put the picture over here? They put it over here, so half of it is hidden. 48th is Colorado. Now, supposedly, this is the Rocky Mountains and the Colorado River, but to me, this just looks like something that a little kid would scribble on their restaurant menu before their food comes out. 47 is North Carolina. Now, this is my home state, so this is what my license looks like, so I see it pretty much every day. But other than the state capitol building, I have no idea what any of this mess around the rest of the license even is. 46 is Ohio. They put their state seal on there, which would be pretty cool, except for the fact that you have to have a magnifying glass to even see it. 45th is Louisiana. Now, it doesn't really help that their sample photo is a Barbie doll, but if we can get past that and just look at the actual license portion, I just don't think it looks great. I think these colors don't mesh together very well, and the design just looks a little bit tacky. 44th is Washington. Now, supposedly this back here is supposed to be a mountain, but I can't decipher that unless I have a microscope, and I guess this tree down here looks kind of cool, but other than that, it's just a pretty lame overall look. 43 is Oklahoma. Now, I like the all blue theme that they have, and I love the font of the word Oklahoma. That looks pretty cool, but they ruined this one by having all these random words behind in the whole background. 42 is Idaho. This is another one with some background scenery you see here. I'm not totally sure what this is. I think it might be like a mountain range, but it's just really hard to tell what it is, so that's why it's this low. 41 is Kentucky. There's just way too much going on here. They've got the state seal, the state motto, a building, a flower, just way too much. 40th is Alaska. Now, this mountain right here is the highest peak in North America, so I think it's a cool tribute to have that on there, but all of the random colors at the bottom of the license just make it look a little sloppy. 39 is New Jersey. They used the default font for the words and just threw the state capitol building on there. Not a bad look, just nothing special. 38, Iowa. Oh, would you look at this? Use the default font, threw the capitol building on there. I just put them one spot above New Jersey because I think it's a little bit more colorful and eye-popping. 37, South Carolina. Oh, would you look at that? They just threw their capitol building on it. But for this one, I think the font is a little bit better, and they also have the South Carolina down here down below, so that looks kind of cool. 36, Nebraska. Oh, look, we have another sighting of a state capitol building, but I think this one's better than the others just because there's a little bit more color in the background, and they also have their state seal up here in the corner. 35 is Pennsylvania. Now, this one is just an absolute mess. It's got these two horses here, which I think is like their state seal or state symbol, something like that. But other than that, just looking at the rest of the ID card, it's just a little sloppy looking. 34 is Massachusetts. Now, I don't really know what all the hype is around all of these states that think they should put their state capitol building on the ID. I don't think it looks bad. It's just not very special or unique, so that's why they're here. 33, Alabama. Same concept with the state capitol building, just a little bit cooler font, so that's why it was one spot higher. 32, Mississippi. Same concept, just have the state capitol building, but I do like the curly-cued S's. Gives it a little bit of uniqueness. 31, Delaware. Again, the state capitol building, but I think this one's a cleaner look, and I like having the state flag on there. 30th is Montana. Now, I like that they have the mountains in the background because that's very fitting for their state, and it's colorful and eye-popping, but when you think about it, why in the world are the mountains yellow and blue? When you think of a mountain, you think of like bright green trees, things like that, so it doesn't really make sense. 29th is Arizona. This one made it this far because I like the font, and I also like the colorfulness of the background, but when I looked up what it is, this is supposed to be a desert. Like maybe if you like pinch one eye and kind of move in and out, it might look like a desert, but it doesn't really look like one. 28th is Michigan. Now, I like having the bridge on here because that's an iconic scene in their state, but why do we have DNA samples down here on the bottom? 27 is Vermont. Looks a little messy, but when exposed to ultraviolet light, it's got these butterflies that shimmer, so that's pretty cool. 26, Maine. Got the state outline, a lighthouse, and some scenery, so it works. 25th is Illinois. Now, this one's a pretty clean look, and this state is obsessed with Lincoln, so it makes sense that he would be on there, but like we saw with another one of these driver's licenses, why in the world do we have strands of human DNA all throughout the license? 24th, we've got Indiana. We return to states that just use their capitol building as the centerpiece of the license, but this one does have a unique tribute to the Indy 500 by having the Indy car on there, so I think that's pretty cool, and that's why they were higher than the others. 23, Utah. Another one with the state capitol building as the centerpiece, but they also added the red rocks, which their state is so well known for, so that's a cool feature. 22, Connecticut. Again, we have another one with the state capitol building, and honestly, there's nothing super special about this one, but it just looks really nice. It's a clean look, and I like the little scenery they have up here along the top. 21, Oregon. Surprise, surprise, we've got another state capitol building as the centerpiece. However, this one made it this high because it's just got beautiful scenery all around the building and makes for a really pretty license. 20th is Missouri. They've got their state seal on there, which you see here, so that represents the state well. And they've also got various scenery all up here that you would see throughout the state, so it's perfect to represent them. 19 is Texas. Very similar concept as Missouri, just the only difference is they have the state capitol building instead of the seal. But then up here again, they have the scenery throughout the state, also the state outline, so it really represents them perfectly. 18 is Tennessee. Exact same thing as Texas. They got the state capitol building and various scenery throughout the state. But I like this one a little bit better just because I think the font is unique and they also have their state nickname, the Volunteer State, on there too. 17th is Georgia. Now this state is obsessed with peaches, so it makes perfect sense that that's the centerpiece of their license. Super eye-popping, super unique. I like this one. 16th is Arkansas. Now this state is very well known for their diamond industry, so it makes total sense that they have diamonds throughout the license. Also got their state seal on there, and overall I think this one's just a super clean look and looks really good. 15 is New York. This one's just a super clean look. They've got their state seal on there, so it represents the state, and my favorite thing about this one is the Statue of Liberty on the left side. 14 is Wisconsin. This one represents the state well by having the Capitol building and their state flag, and I just think it looks excellent because of the way the two mesh together. 13 is North Dakota. They used a really cool font, and I love this background photo, but the reason I couldn't have them any higher is because I think having the words over so much of the background kind of takes away from how cool it is. 12th is New Mexico. I like the scenery in the background, and this one definitely has a New Mexico feel to it because of the state flag and the design across the top. 11 is California. Now the font is very basic, but they made up for it with all the great tributes to their state. They've got the Gold Rush tribute on there, the state flower, as well as the grizzly bear. 10th place is Rhode Island. Now they're known as the Ocean State, so this one makes perfect sense. I love this background, all the boats and the bridge. This one's very well done. 9th place is Nevada. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Capitol building in the middle because it just looks a little messy with the words over top of it, but this one made it top 10 because the top portion looks amazing. Got the great scenery, their state animal, and the font of the word is really cool too. 8th place is Florida. Now, it's a simple design, but I just love the concept of having a realistic photo on the license. I think the beach scenery in the background looks great. 7th place is West Virginia. This is another one with a realistic photo in the background, so I just love the way that it looks with the mountains on there. 6th place is Kansas. I love this one just because it represents different elements of their state. It's got the city skylines in the background for that portion of the state, and then the farm scenery in the front for the other portion. 5th place is Minnesota. Now, some people are a little surprised it made it this far, but I think this one just looks super sleek and modern. It's got a nice font style, and the background looks really cool too. They're known as the land of 10,000 lakes, so it makes perfect sense. 4th place is Maryland. Now, this state is obsessed with their state flag, so it makes perfect sense that it would be on the license. And personally, I think the flag looks cool too, so it was an easy choice to be top 5. 3rd place is Wyoming. This one is excellent, and they've got so many great tributes to their state with the mountain scenery in the background, the cowboy, the state flag, and the font they used is cool too. 2nd place is South Dakota. I like the font on this one, but the background design just speaks for itself. Mount Rushmore is iconic, so logically they put it on there, and it just fits onto the license perfectly and makes for a sweet look. Number 1, Hawaii. They used a unique font. They got their state flag, state outline, the rainbow to represent their state nickname, and the beauty in their state, and it's iconic.